What's going on, everybody? Back to the Real Bodybuilding Podcast, and I'm with the young sensation, Mr. Nick Walker. How are you, dude?
What's up, buddy? How are you? Thank you for having me on.
Good, man. It's been a long time. People have been requesting you, and we have talked about it like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to line it up, and now we got it done. So here you are.
I know. I'm happy to be on finally, man.
I honestly wasn't waiting for you to turn pro. I swear to God, it was.
I almost felt that way for a little bit. I was like, he just wants me to turn pro real quick.
No, man. No, I swear to God, that wasn't the case. I honestly don't know why. Just, different shows kept coming up and different people kept coming on and whatever. So here we are. But I wanted to get you on because everybody's talking about you. You had an amazing appearance, amazing show on the weekend. And I want to know how you feel.
It's still very surreal for me, man. Like it hasn't sunk in yet. I'm in the IFBB, It's
crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is when you first turn pro, it just doesn't hit you yet,
I know.
Like, it's weird. It's still even weird to say I'm prepping for my debut in 6 weeks, but I'm excited, I can't wait to be on stage with all the big guys, hopefully, it's awesome.
Yeah. How old are you?
26. My birthday is August 3rd.
Cool. So I turned pro 27, and it's funny you said that because there's one major difference between me and you. When I turned pro, Chad Nichols had me do a show 1 week after I turned pro. Okay. And I was like, I don't think I'm ready to do it, man. I'm like, I think I was like 228 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
And Chad was like, hey, man, it'll be good for you. Just kind of see what you're up against, whatever. So I went and did it, and I got like 15th. And that's going to be the major difference between me and you is people are talking about you like you're going to win Chicago, or if you jumped into California or any of these other shows. So you're already at the pro level physique wise, not just like you didn't just get your card and you got to wait to grow into a pro. Mm-hmm. You're already there. So how does that feel knowing that not only do you have your pro card, but you can be competitive as a pro?
Oh, it feels fantastic. And it's funny because like people say that and it's like, you know how it is. Like you don't see what people see.
Yeah. Like
I know I'm a big guy, but like, I don't know like how big I really am,
Yeah, I know that.
And, the big question was why me and Matt didn't choose to do Cal. And he made a post about it earlier. And the main reason why is, this has been a goal that we were trying to achieve since we started working together. So he wanted me to really just enjoy the moment, let it sink in, eat some good food, enjoy family time, and just embrace what just happened. Yeah. Because if you compete the next weekend, you really can't enjoy the moment. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, all right, back to work. We got to go here next week.
That's right.
So now we have 6 weeks to improve, get a little better, get a little sharper.
Yeah.
Improve my my performance as far as posing goes.
Yeah.
And hopefully, in 6 weeks I'll be able to deliver a better package.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think that's really good on Matt for saying that because he's 100% right. Because when I did that show 1 week after getting my pro card, it was kind of bittersweet because I got my pro card and I was like, yeah, I got this pro card and I'm a pro now. And then I got my ass kicked a week later. Now I'm not saying you're going to get your ass kicked. You could possibly win California, but I do understand like you want to. This is a big deal. Like you just won the North Americans and you're a pro. Yeah, it's good that you're enjoying it.
That's how I feel everyone should do. Like it's cool to do a show right after, but like you just achieved a huge accomplishment. Like enjoy it. Embrace what just happened. Like you are now a new IFBB. So just let that sink in. And then you get back to work. If you want to do other shows later down the road, do it. And that's, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So I want to go back a bit. So when did you start this whole bodybuilding thing? When did it all start for you?
I started competing when I was right after high school. I started prep the day I graduated high school for a winter show when I was 17 years old.
Okay. Why? What triggered it? Was it just were you naturally a big guy already?
Yeah. I mean, I graduated high school at 230 pounds.
But wait a minute. I was 230 when I graduated high school, but I was like kind of chubby. Were you fat?
Oh no, I was pretty.
You were jacked?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a pretty jacked up kid at 230.
Yeah. So you just had the genetics already. It was already there.
Yeah, and a lot of people always said when I was in high school, the local gym I used to go to, which was like a family-owned gym.
Yeah.
And there's just I feel it was a hardcore spot. And they were like, you need to compete.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna compete on a high school. You know, I got school.
Yeah.
You know, so I did. I waited till the day I graduated. I picked out a show, and I prepped for it. And like most people, my first show didn't go well at all.
Okay.
I weighed 230 pounds when I graduated, and I got on stage at my first show at 159 pounds.
What the fuck? What did you? I thought you were gonna say you went on. You were fat. No.
I lost everything, man.
How did you do that?
I over dieted.
That's over dieting, dude. That's fucking
like completely. I lost
70 pounds.
I lost all muscle. Like I looked like a skinny kid, like just a regular skinny kid.
What did you tell everybody what you did wrong? What do you think, if you had to look back at it, what was the one thing you did wrong?
Well, I tried to do it by myself.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
And it was going pretty good. Mm-hmm. My dad used to compete, so he was kind of being an eye for me. He was helping me a little bit.
Yeah.
But he works a lot, so he wasn't always around. So the last 4 weeks, I hired a coach, and he just sucked me down to nothing, like complete nothing. What's funny is that I thought I looked good. Yeah. Like I'm looking in the mirror, got a 6-pack. I'm like, yeah, and I look at all the pictures, and I'm like, whoa, that's a totally different person.
Didn't your dad at some point? I mean, I know he said he was gone, but didn't he look at you at all in those 4 weeks and go, "Hey, man, you're losing way too much weight"?
I think he was afraid to. Like, because I was kind of like, I thought I looked good. I was feeling good, and I don't think he wanted to be that guy to be like, "Nah, you look like shit." Like,
it's hard to tell a bodybuilder when they're 4 weeks out the truth sometimes.
They both my mom and dad. They told me afterwards. They're like, "You're too skinny."
So what happened after that show? What'd you do next?
Well, after that show, that's kind of when I actually truly fell in love with competing. Okay. Even though it was the worst performance of my life, I enjoyed the whole journey of it, the whole aspect, being on stage, doing a routine, hearing people clap. It was cool. Yeah. But I also knew what I had genetically. So I knew many mistakes were made. Yeah. And there's tons that can be fixed. So the following year, I competed at the Eastern USA. Okay. That's in November. It's a pretty big show. Yeah, yeah. I weighed 198 pounds there. Okay. Totally different look. Yeah. And I won the team division there, and I took third in the light heavies. Wow. Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Very.
So who did you coach yourself for that one, or did you have a different coach?
I had a different coach for that one, a local guy. He coached me for that one. And then I did T Nationals 6 months later against Cody Montgomery, where I took second right behind him. And I weighed, I believe, 210 pounds at that show.
Damn. So you're growing fast and learning your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. You said something, you said you enjoyed being on stage, posing, and the applause and all that stuff. Yeah. It's funny you said that, because a lot of bodybuilders I talked to recently, I can think of a few, like Branch Warren or Ian Bellier, or even some other, even myself at times, don't actually enjoy. I was talking to just Dusty about this actually too. They don't actually enjoy the stage itself. They enjoy everything leading up to the stage and kind of what it means. Mm-hmm. But you actually enjoy the day of and the whole process, everything about it.
Do. I love getting on stage. I love presenting my hard work.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You show off everything you just worked for. Yeah. Even though you're on stage for a minute, that minute means the world.
Yeah.
You got to own that.
But is it showing your work, or is it are you getting a rise because you enjoy the people watching you? Do you enjoy the entertainment aspect of it?
Well, believe it or not, I think it's just more the hard work, because at North Americans, we didn't have an audience.
Yeah, that's true.
It was just us and the judges, and I couldn't, they had a little gap where people staying outside the tent could watch, but no one could really see. But it was just, I love presenting what I just suffered for.
It's really interesting you said that. I've never thought of that. So there was nobody there, but you still felt the same
Yeah,
Like,
even when they
yeah,
call, the supers and get ready to go once I get
yeah.
the adrenaline rush, like I love it.
That's funny because you know what that like that causes anxiety in a lot of people. So if you have that now at 26, that means it's going to be, it's only going to get better and easier for you as you get
For
through
sure.
your
For
career.
sure.
That's great. So after teen nationals, you take second at Cody Montgomery. Then where are you? Where do you go from there?
So then I actually started working with Jeff Long,
Okay.
who's pretty local to me. He only lives like a half hour away.
Okay.
And we did a local show, how to qualify. We called the South Jersey Championships. I won that show, won the whole show.
Yep.
And then I did my first national show in 2016. We did the USA's.
Yep.
And I took sixth at my first national show as a light heavyweight.
How did you go back to light heavyweight?
Well, I think when I did teens, I was in shape, but I could have been a lot sharper.
Okay, I see.
So Jeff basically just sucked the rest, the baby fat that I would have, like everything off of me.
Yeah, yeah.
And we barely just made 198.
Okay.
So I was at the top of the light heavies, and I was probably at that point probably my best package at that point.
And you took sixth that year.
Yeah, my first national show. Out of like light heavies is always a big class. I want to say it was like 30 guys.
Okay. What did you have all the same attributes then that you have now? Like were you already developing the massive arms, the good back, like the good legs? Did you already have that kind of complete?
Yeah, it was coming for sure. I just had to figure out the exercise selection, like what worked best for me, and that's what I stick with. Because when I was younger, I was that guy that liked to just do different exercises every workout.
Yeah.
Which every now and then I do believe you still need to switch things up. But I do believe you find what works best and you stick with that for as long as possible.
Wow.
And that's what I did. And everything just started to transform.
Dude, I love that you said that, man. I just posted something like 10 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah, it said something like everybody's searching for diamonds in the rough when really it's all about the basics.
Exactly.
And it's funny because I see all these YouTube videos with these guys doing like these crazy bicep movements and these crazy leg things. And I'm like,
it doesn't make sense.
The basic shit works. And you're telling me, so you basically found a groove where you were like, these exercises work for me.
Yeah. And I stick with them.
And those are the ones you use.
Like I don't do well with barbell rows,
okay.
But I do fantastic with chest supported T-barbell.
Okay.
Kind of like a barbell row. I do the wide.
Yeah, of course.
And I think those have developed my back the most out of everything I've ever done.
That's awesome. Okay. That's really cool to hear you say at 26, especially. Most 26-year-olds don't have that wherewithal yet, that they've figured out that kind of distinction, right?
Oh, I study my body like it's science, man. I make sure I'm on point.
When you're into bodybuilding, okay, it's funny because you're I think people may have misconceptions about you. So this is really interesting to me. So are you studying bodybuilding like a scientist, or are you studying bodybuilding like a bro scientist? Like what is are you that involved that you want to know every little intricacy, or are you just like, whatever works, I'm going to do it?
I would say a combo. Like okay. I want to know everything, but again, if it works, it works, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay. After the sixth place at the Nationals, did you feel like you still belonged, or was that normal for you? Or you're like, okay, I got to come back and be better, or did it demoralize you at all?
Yeah, that was actually like the moment where I felt like I belonged, because at the time I was 21, I believe, 21, and that was my first national show. So to place sixth with over 30 guys, and it was a pretty competitive class. Yeah. I was like, I think I have something here.
Yeah.
So the following year, in 2017, I did North Americans. Okay. And I think at the time when Jeff was coaching me, he was just starting his company, the Like a Pro Subs.
Yep.
He just had a kid. So he was a little busy. And I think that took most of his time, which is fine. I'm happy for his success right now. We're still good friends to this day.
Yeah.
And I think that took away less from me. And I think for that show, we overdieted, and I could not fill out to save my life.
I see. Okay.
Like the more I ate, the more weight I lost.
I've been there.
Yeah. So when I got on stage, like nothing popped. It was horrible. But I still got sixth. I took sixth there.
Yeah.
But I knew that was a bad showing, and I wanted to redeem myself. And then after that, I started working with Dom Cardone.
Okay.
And we did nationals together. And I ended up weighing, I believe, 222 pounds at that show.
Wow. So you went from 198 to 222.
Well, I was a heavy at North Americans, but
okay, I'm sorry, you did North Americans in the middle. I forgot.
I only weighed like 202 pounds there, so I probably should have sucked down to like heavy.
That's right. That's yeah. So you're on stage this is 2018.
It's at the end of 2017. I did national at the end of the year, yeah.
And that's with Dominic Cardone at 222. Where'd you place there?
I placed sixth again.
Sixth again. Okay. And how do you feel now with another sixth place? How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm not happy, but at least I'm not going down.
Yeah.
You know, so I looked at it as, okay, we're holding steady, but I need to get better. Like, there's something needs to change. So I didn't compete in 2018. And that's actually when me and Matt got together.
Okay. Matt Jansen.
Yes. Yeah. And I was always more of like a volume guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he switched that up completely.
Okay.
He said, we're going to do low volume. We're going to increase the food a lot, and we're going to see what happens. And that's I think when everyone really started to notice me, because then I just completely blew up.
Yeah.
Like everything started to grow in like rapid fire.
What can you tell me kind of what the difference? I mean, obviously it's going to be specific to certain exercises and body parts, but
yeah,
when you say high volume, can you give me an average of how many sets you would do in a workout?
Let's say for back, I do like 20.
Okay. So me and you are similar because that's what I do. So when you're with Matt, what does a back workout now look like? Is it like 8, 10, 12?
That's around 8 to 10.
8 to 10. So you basically cut your load in half.
Yeah.
And
the intensity is ridiculous, though.
No. Of course, that goes without saying. So
I'll incorporate, like, say, I do like the my top set, and then I'll do like a back off set.
Yep.
But sometimes in the back off set, I might do like a rest pause.
Sure.
Or a drop, just extend it. But mainly, it's just two straight sets.
Yeah. So that's when you start to notice your body started to explode a little bit.
Yeah, and my strength went up really quick.
Really?
Like I was increased. Like I remember it was funny. I used to train with my friend Kyle, and we would do one of our main exercises was Smith machine shoulder press.
Okay.
And 1 week I did 405 for 6, and then the following week I said, let's put a quarter on, and he's like, really? I'm like, yep. And I got 6 with that.
Is this free weight? Is this free weight?
Smith.
That's still crazy.
But I did do 4 plates and a quarter for 5 on free weight. At one point, yeah.
I don't think people that are listening, I mean, maybe some of them do. I don't think everybody does. They understand what that's absolutely crazy. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not only doing, it's not only that it's 455 pounds, but it's also that you're balancing in a military press position, which is not easy.
No, it's really difficult.
Like I have trouble with the military press because I feel like I have to arch my back too much to get a proper range.
Sometimes it's hard to find a spot to help me get it up.
Yeah. That's insane, dude. So, okay. So you find Matt, he helps you. Now, one other question about the volume. Did he back off your days of training as well? Or was it, how many days a week are you training?
Well, yeah, actually I was usually training 5 to 6 days. And actually this off season, before I started prep for North Americans, I was only training majority of the time 4 times a week.
And you notice more growth that way too.
Mm-hmm. I would do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I take off on weekends.
Yeah, nice. So when you did the 2019, that's the first time I saw you. The first time I remember noticing kind of who you were was when you were getting ready. Last year, I think you were with a different company, but I saw you and I was like, okay, that guy's going to be good. And then you competed at the 2019, was it North Americans, right?
USA's I did last year.
USA's, that's it. That's right. And
Yeah.
you took second in the super heavies, correct?
Yep.
I remember there being talk about your stomach at the time. Is that, do I have a bad memory of that, or is that?
No, they said my stomach, but the way I see it, I think it was more toward the way my obliques are. I have wide obliques, kind of like Jay Cutler.
I have that same problem.
I don't think I didn't have a stomach extension on stage.
No,
I just had wide obliques that just made things look ugly, I guess.
It gives you a more, like, I have the same issue, and I know you're right. Jay Cutler has the same. It gives you a more square appearance. It doesn't give you that like V-taper look.
For sure.
So one of the questions I want to ask you, because I noticed this year I didn't see it as much in any of the pictures I've seen. So what did you guys do all off season or during your prep to really kind of bring that in?
So one major thing I think is I used to train abs a lot with weight.
Okay.
So I didn't do any of that. I actually barely trained abs at all this prep.
Okay.
Maybe like once a week, twice a week, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that helped. We also paid more attention to my digestion, what foods bloat me, what don't, what work best, what doesn't, and I think that played a role.
Yeah.
We also didn't do any exercises that were heavy on the stomach.
I see.
Like, I didn't deadlift anymore. I didn't do T-bar rows anymore. I didn't do anything that would make, strengthen my core.
Yeah.
And we also were a waist trainer. Majority of this prep, and I think a combo of everything just helped, and that's why I'm excited to do Chicago, because I think it can get even smaller.
Yeah. How often were you wearing the waist trainer? Because I wear mine like during cardio and sometimes.
Yeah, I would wear it during cardio. So like when we did fasted cardio, I did it during fasted cardio, and when I did post workout cardio, I would wear it then. I normally didn't wear it when I was training because I feel like it could weaken the stomach, and I don't want to weaken my stomach. I just don't want to take it stronger. So
yeah, I feel the same way, but I do it just during my cardios.
Yeah.
So one of the things that has helped me, and I'm wondering if you feel this too, is I've actually learned how to flex my obliques. Like I actually
learned that.
Yeah, like when I'm doing my front relaxed, I can actually almost pull them inwards.
Yes. Yep.
So that's you've been doing that too.
And I also have been practicing vacuums.
Yeah. Well,
I do that every morning.
There's a huge difference, man. Like I've seen, like your posing is way different. Like you have a good V-taper now, and your stomach's under control, and it's going to be. I think the way things are going in the IFBB now, because the pendulum has swung so far the other way.
Absolutely.
That it's like, even if you have a normal stomach now, it's like not good enough. Like you
need to have like a small waist and stuff. Yeah, and that's the goal. Like if I can keep like the size that I have. Yeah. And just keep getting wider. And even if my stomach still doesn't shrink that much, but if I can give the illusion that my waist looks small, I think I'll do very well in the programs.
Yeah, no doubt. So I wanted to ask you about support, because I saw a video you put up, and it brought you to tears, which I thought was pretty cool that you were that open with people watching. But I saw a picture of I think it was you hugging your mom.
Yeah.
A lot of people message me and they say, I want to be a bodybuilder, but my family's not supportive.
Yeah.
And I just tell them, look, you got to do what you want to do. But how does it feel being on the opposite end, where your parents were kind of behind you all along?
I'm extremely grateful for it, man. I really am. I know not many people have that. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes me even more grateful. Like my mom we started this journey since I was 17. She's never missed a show. She's never missed a national show. She takes my fucking pictures in the morning for me that when I have to send them out.
Yeah.
She thinks she's a judge now. She's
that's great.
She's probably my biggest fan, and she loves this.
Yeah. That's amazing.
She absolutely loves this.
That's an envious spot to be in, because a lot of parents, they start worrying about, okay, well, what about your health, and what about a job, and are you going to make any money, and it kind of spoils the whole thing for you. And it's really cool that your mom's like there for you. Let me ask you.
She believes in me. She's like, you were destined for greatness from the day you were born. Everything you have done, to every sport you've played, you put your mind to it, you've achieved everything. And she knew. I was going to get to this point, and no matter how many times I failed, she knew I would eventually succeed.
Wow. Did your mom cook your meals for you?
Sometimes.
So how long did you live at home before you moved out?
I'm still at home.
Oh, you're still at home. So
yeah.
Does your mom, through all this time, as supportive as she was, sometimes it's not. Let me ask you this. When she makes, do you have any family? Like, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a brother. Yep.
So if your mom's cooking for the family, does she cook like specific bodybuilding food? Or
no. They eat whatever they want.
And you just kind of make your own shit.
Yep.
All right. So they're not catering to you like 100%, but they got your
back.
Oh,
no. My mom will eat McDonald's whenever she wants. Reese cups, She's like, I'm not dieting. So
that's cool.
She's like, I'll support you 100%, but I'm eating what I want.
So your dad, you said your dad used to compete. Does your dad train? Does your dad train with you at all? Does he go to the gym with you at all? Any of that?
Well, he normally works all day, but like normally like the final week before a show, he'll take a vacation, and that final week he'll come with me every day just to give me that final push that I need.
Dude, that's amazing, man. I don't know if you really know how lucky you are, because like I could say like my parents weren't negative about it.
Yeah.
But they weren't like
all into it.
Yeah, they weren't all into it, which is like pretty cool. You know what I mean? What about your brother? Where is he? Does he compete at all or bodybuild?
He doesn't compete, but he enjoys the lifestyle. He loves it. Eat healthy, prep his meals, he works out. He's a pretty big kid too, genetically. I honestly think if he was to be in my position, he'd probably be better than me.
Really?
I think he has a gift as well.
I want to know what made you, other than obviously having the genetics, but after high school, did you think about going to college or doing that, or did you do any of that, or no?
No, I was never good in high school. I didn't get good grades.
So you're like, I know who I am and I know what I'm good at, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, college was never even a thought, honestly. I didn't even take my SATs and stuff, the big test at the end of the year for college. I didn't even take it.
So you just kind of knew, you're like, this is what I'm doing, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
Another thing I want to ask you about was something you're very, very good at that other bodybuilders should take lessons from you on, which is your social media presence. And a lot of young bodybuilders and even older bodybuilders don't understand the way things are now, in which that you have to have a social media presence if you want to make money, if you want to get contracts, if people are going to get to know you, if you're going to have a fan base, any of this stuff. Did somebody kind of coach you along this path, or did you kind of already figure out that you had to have this thing to be successful?
I was told, because when I first started this journey, I was like, that Dorian Yates type bodybuilder. Yeah. I did what I had to do. I didn't care. But then I realized, someone told me, it's like, I think it was Matt actually. He's like, you got to get yourself out there. Yeah. You got to start, talking in your videos, doing this, doing that. And I started to, and when I first started, obviously you're not good at it, right? You're kind of like gonna stutter and mess up and sound stupid and all this. Mm-hmm. But then I eventually started my YouTube this year, actually. Yeah. And my guy who does all my videos, his name's Broadfit.
Okay.
He even told me, he's like, just do these videos. He's like, I understand you train hard, but let's show some personality, man. Show who you are. Because outside the camera, like, you get nervous on camera, Yeah,
of course.
So when I used to talk to him, he'd be like, dude, you're a fucking hilarious guy. Like, show this on camera. Yeah. Like, people will love this. They think you're just some, dark, grungy, hardcore bodybuilder, which is awesome. Yeah. But they also want to see who you are.
Yeah, that's right. He's right.
So then I started doing it, and I actually had fun doing the videos and making them, and now I do them all the time, and I love just, talking all day now. I think I do. At first I didn't like it, but now that, people actually like my content, it makes me more motivated to keep doing it. So
it's tough in the beginning because you're not sure. It's that fear of rejection. You're like, well, what if I act like myself? What if I act like myself and they think I'm stupid, or they don't like me, or whatever? And so you don't want to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
But then when you do a couple videos,
you still always get the negative comments, though.
That's never going to stop, dude.
It's never going to end,
No, So I'm
But
gonna.
the ones I read are like they're like funny. Like
I want to show
can't
people.
help but to laugh.
So this is your YouTube page, Walker Nation.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the branding. Where did Walker Nation come from? Because we have Hostile Nation. So you're Walker Nation.
Actually, my mom came up with it.
Your mom came up. That's amazing. Your mom came up with your marketing. That's
Yeah.
so great. So, and you're actually really active here. I got a whole bunch of videos like back to back. So
yeah, we're gonna. I have my latest ones. We have like day 1 in Pittsburgh for North Americans. We have day 2, and my guy's actually working on. He's gonna combine day 3 and day 4 because day 3 was kind of short.
Yeah.
So I just told him to combine the whole thing. So that should be out soon.
So you have some informational stuff on here too. Obviously, people can go on and learn how to train, learn kind of what you do, learn how.
Yeah. He told me to do like as you can see in the one video, quick tip Tuesday.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, it's where I explained why the exercise and why I'm doing it.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have any eating? I found that people like the eating stuff a lot.
I have a couple eating ones. Yeah.
Yeah, people like that kind of stuff. That's kind of what got my channel off the ground, was people like watching me cook.
Yeah, I know I watch them.
So this is your Instagram page, 172,000 followers, which has exploded because I think the last time I looked, you were at like 90,000 followers or something like that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
So you've literally gained like almost 100,000 followers in just a short time.
Yeah. It's gone up a lot, which is really cool.
Good for you, man. So these are some shots from the North Americans before the show, obviously, just before.
Yeah. We didn't release none of them because, just not that it would, but we didn't want any negativity comments to distract me or nothing. So
yeah,
we never posted any progress pictures in the hotel room and stuff. So, but now that it's over and I won, I don't care who says anything negative. I won.
That's
so
right.
I'm posting everything now.
There's another one here that's actually insane. This is like,
yeah,
this is a pretty crazy shot, dude. Like, I don't know.
I want to improve on that. Like, I want to make it bigger. Like,
I don't think you need, I don't think you need to. Like, what'd you weigh in at here?
I believe, the morning of, I weighed in at 252.
Yeah.
With the morning of prejudging, I would think I was 246 or 247.
Wow, dude. How tall are you?
5'7".
Oh, okay. That's why. I thought you were like 5'9", 5'10".
No, I'm kind of short.
So so when people compare you to Branch Warren, how does that feel? I hear those comparisons sometimes.
I don't mind it. I embrace it. Like Branch is one of my favorite bodybuilders.
Well, you know what? Let's go that way. Who is your inspiration kind of coming up? What bodybuilders you kind of look up to?
The first bodybuilder I actually ever watched where I went, that's what I want to look like, was Jay Cutler.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
And then Dorian Yates is one of my favorites.
That's the one I would have thought you would have picked first. I know he's way before your time, but it's more your. I feel like he's more your style. Yeah.
I would love to train with him one day.
What do you think it would be like to train with Dorian?
I think I would pick leg day because I want it to be brutal. So I think it would be pretty insane.
Do you think you can handle it? Because a lot of people are scared to handle it.
I mean, I'm not saying I won't throw up, but I'll handle it.
So what does it feel like? I mean, look, I know the easy answer is like, oh, it feels good, but I want to know kind of your deeper thoughts about, people are comparing you to like I saw some comments about you doing New York, like, oh, if Nick did New York, he could have won, or if Nick did New York, he could have took third. I mean,
yeah, about that, like they were comparing me to everybody, like literally side by side. And as cool as that is, right? And it does make me feel good. Yeah. I don't want like the competitors to see that and then look at it in a negative way and not like me for it.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like Ian, for example, like they put every picture that I had of his name. And I'm like, please don't do, like, I don't need Ian thinking like, oh, well, fuck this kid now. Me and Ian are good friends. Like, we know each other. We train together in California for the expo. Yeah. And like I said, it's cool. It's great. But like, I want to get along with everyone.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want no negativity, you know?
of course. I think as long as, I think it's different when the fans do it. I think all of us know it's not you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think if you started doing it, like if you started putting side by
Then
sides,
I look like a dickhead.
yeah, then people get it,
Yeah.
right? Like the other bodybuilders gonna be like, what the fuck, right? But I think if fans are doing it, it's not your fault. You're like, it's out of my control.
Right.
But what I want, but other than that, and I mean, we can leave I mean, I know you don't want to say anything negative about anybody, and I'm not asking you to, but doesn't it feel like, I mean, it's got to feel pretty incredible to be like, wow, they just put me against the New York winner.
For sure. And I'll be honest, I'm a winner. I have the mind. I've been competitive since I started playing sports. I do what I do because I want to win. And if I had the opportunity to do New York and I was already a pro, I'm going there to win.
Yeah, yeah.
I have the mindset of winning no matter what.
When you do Chicago, your goal is you guys are going there to win and go to the Olympia, right?
Absolutely.
Have you guys seen a competitor list at all, or anybody that could potentially be doing it?
I heard rumor has it Big Ramy's doing it.
And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
I love Big Ramy. I do.
Yeah.
I'm actually a fan of Ramy, but the way I see it, Ramy's big, and that's it.
So you think your detail can pull ahead if you have to? Yeah.
Because I'm big too.
That's true. That's true.
And,
yeah, you're not giving.
And if I come in big and peeled, big don't mean nothing anymore.
That's true. You do have enough muscle to stand with anybody. I'll say that. And I mean, your conditioning is pretty amazing. So there isn't really much left. If the conditioning, the symmetry, and the muscularity is there, I mean, you stand up with anybody, right?
I think so.
What has living the bodybuilding lifestyle been like? I mean, have you had other jobs along the way, or what's it going?
Yeah, I did work. I used to work in a nursing home. I worked in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah, I was the kitchen guy. But I didn't want to do that anymore. And I came to my mom and I said, I don't want to work anymore. I want to focus on bodybuilding. That's it.
And how did that work?
And it worked. It was fine. And now that I'm actually starting to make money doing this,
yeah,
through sponsorships and through YouTube now, I'm actually going to be going down to Florida on Tuesday to finish out my Chicago prep, possibly Olympia prep. Just saying.
Wait a minute. Where do you live right now? Jersey?
Yes.
So you're going down to Florida for what reason? Who's there?
My sponsorships, Revive and Raw.
Okay.
They have Revive has a whole gym facility down there.
Okay.
So I'll be staying with one of the guys that work there. He has like a 2 or 3 bedroom place. Yeah. So I'll be able to stay down there, and if things go well, I just might stay there.
Really? Where does Matt live? Because he's your coach, right?
He lives in Georgia.
And it's okay that he's not. It doesn't matter to you that he's not there in Florida.
Like he's going to be moving to Florida too.
Oh, really? So you guys are all going to be there, training together.
And right now he lives in Georgia. I'm actually going there on Friday. Yeah. Because I'm going to go for his son's Dallas birthday. I want to go spend time with his son, and then Monday we leave to go to Florida. I believe Monday, Tuesday. We're going to go to Florida. And that's when I'm basically just, going to get settled in, do what I need to do. And he's still going to live in Georgia, but he'll be back and forth working coming back to work. Yeah. And after Chicago, he then moves to Florida officially.
So you guys will all be set up, ready to go and rock.
We're going to run the show, man. We're going to be like what is Doreen's crew? We're going to be like that.
The HT crew.
Yeah, we're going to be like that, but in Florida. We're going to be the Raw crew.
The Raw crew. So I want to go back to training. So how long did it take you to start figuring out what exercises did what? Like, how long did you have to kind of toil in the gym before you start throwing away exercises? And how do you throw away an exercise like barbell rows? I mean, it's such a...
Well, I used to do them. Yeah. Like, I thought because, when you're starting, you pay attention to who does what. Yeah. What people say are the mass building exercises. So those are the ones that you're going to draw yourself to.
Of course, yeah.
And that for a while, like that was my main movement. And during my first couple of years of national shows, a lot of people always said I had a weak back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, maybe barbell rows don't work.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember one day I decided to like really do them and like really focus if I feel my back contracting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really feel it. Okay. No matter how heavy I went, no matter how light I went, no matter how much I tweaked my form, my body, couldn't feel it.
Okay.
So that's when I actually I switched T-bar rows. And I still do them to this day a little bit, not as much because I don't want to keep my waist tight.
Yeah.
But I felt those tremendously.
Okay.
So for a couple of years, I did T-bar rows. And then my back got better. But my waist got wider.
I see.
So I said, well, let me try making one of my main movements the chest supported T-bar row.
Yeah.
And I felt that perfectly. So I just kept that as a staple.
But what I'm asking is, like, at 22, 23, 24, how do you, I mean, it's like saying to somebody, like, don't squat anymore, because that's how important a barbell row is, right? And I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah. I just find it interesting that you were able to do that and be okay with it. Like, was somebody kind of coaching you along the way and being like, look, just dump it if you don't need it? Or were you just convinced that this is, like, I'm not doing this movement, it doesn't work for me?
Yeah, that was it. Like, if I didn't feel it, like, okay, for example, let's go. I'll talk about squats. So, for example, squats. I used the highest I ever squatted, whatever 6 plates and a 25 is on each side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I would do that for like sets of 6 to 8.
Okay.
And I noticed, obviously, my legs were strong, but they didn't really grow.
Okay.
So then I tried the reverse effect. And do lower weight and higher reps.
Yeah.
They didn't really grow still.
Okay.
So then I went to hack squats. And those blew my legs up. But I also do higher rep with legs. Okay. And that's what really made my legs grow tremendously. Like, when I say higher rep, I don't mean like 20 or 30. Like, for a hack squat, I wouldn't go any higher than like 15 reps.
Yeah.
But a hard 15 to where, like, I'm failing at 10 and I'm squeezing out that extra 5.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, and then my second movement, I would do, leg press. I think leg press to me is a great mass builder for legs, honestly. And there I would actually do sets of like 15 to 20.
So we're talking about, and I know volume works for legs. That's what kind of when my legs started to grow is when I started doing 15s and 20s and shit like that with heavy weight. It doesn't,
right.
For anybody listening out there, don't think it's 15s with, like, we're not doing 15s, just an easy 15. It's what you said. It's a heavy 15.
It's you rack that weight and you're out of breath type weight.
Yeah. So, but I'm talking to, like, the biggest 26-year-old in the IFBB right now, or anywhere on the planet. And you're telling me you've dropped two of the most important, not important, but two of the most iconic movements in bodybuilding, like barbell rows and squats are like, and you're like, you know what? It didn't work.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty fascinating that you're able to just, you know what? It didn't work. It's out. And
I actually talked to Matt. I'm actually going to give them another try. Because now what I have is if I do squat, I do feel it when I have the safety bar squat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do feel those.
Yeah.
But I still didn't do that much because, like I said, I'm in prep. I stick to what works and working.
Sure.
But I also have the wedge from Prime.
Yeah.
Like there's a 20-inch wedge.
Yeah, put your heels up.
And I'm gonna start doing those and see what happens.
You know what I found work? Because for a while, squats worked for me.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where all it did was make my ass bigger.
Yeah.
It wasn't doing it. It's almost like my flexibility got worse and I had to start going wider with my stance.
Mm-hmm.
And the wider I went with my stance, the bigger my ass got.
Yeah, it just becomes more glute and hamstring at that point.
But what I noticed was recently I've been doing, and it's probably different for me now that I'm 41 years old. It's probably something that would have worked more so when I was 30. But what I've been doing is elevating my heels with like a 10-pound plate, kind of like you said with the wedge.
And you'll feel it more in the quad.
Well, I've been doing it on a Smith machine with the wedge, and I'm able to keep my feet like this close together.
You're probably able to go a lot deeper too.
And I'm right down in the hole, right? And all of a sudden,
it's crazy
I'm like,
how a little elevation makes a huge difference.
Because it's like that ankle flexibility, right? And all of a sudden, I'm like, damn, my fucking quads are like they're fried. It's like, and I never got that from squats. It would always be like my glutes, my hams, whatever, right?
Absolutely.
So, you said something about a girlfriend in one of your videos. How long have you been with your girlfriend?
It'll be 11 months this month.
How integral is this? Your girlfriend here?
Yes.
How integral is she in your life?
She's like how involved?
How involved? Like how important was she in you winning?
So, I'd say pretty important. Basically, I don't know how you are in prep, but for me, when I get in prep, I like to, at some point, I like to be alone. I get in the zone and I don't want any outside distractions. Not saying she was one, but I don't want to deal with anything. You know? So when I was about 3 weeks out, she understood. Yeah. I said, listen, I love you, but I need to be alone. I said, because she would come to my house a lot. Yeah. And she would stay for like a few days at a time, sometimes a week or so. It was just fine. Like, she was never a bother, but like I noticed I was getting like more agitated, more, cranky, tired, and I didn't want her to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder if people could understand what you're talking about, because the way I like to explain it is you almost want isolation because you don't want to have to entertain. You don't want to entertain anybody. You don't want to think. You don't want to have conversations. Sometimes you just want to be quiet. Yeah. And like, it's almost like, it sounds wrong. Like if like a normal person heard us talking, they'd be like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. But I think when you're dealing with like the hunger, the hormones, the pressure, the low body fat, and all the other things that you have to focus on. Absolutely. I think it's weird. It puts you in this state where you just need peace. Exactly. Like, and it was nothing against her, but it's like, if I'm laying in bed watching TV, like, I just want to be alone. Like, that's my me time. That's my alone time. And sometimes I would feel like, you have to entertain the person. Yeah. And then if I don't, I feel bad. Yeah, that's right. Especially your girlfriend, like you feel like she's just sitting there and it's like you're not talking. Yeah. And she's saying she's looking at you like, "What's wrong? How come you don't want to talk?" And you're like, "There's nothing wrong." I don't have energy to talk. Yeah. It's really so. Yeah. Basically, the last 3 weeks, she stayed home. I mean, we FaceTimed pretty much almost every day. Yeah. But she was good. She was good about it. She was fine. She came to the show. She got to witness me turn pro. We, had a good night together with everyone in the family, and it was good. Everyone who knows me personally knows that if I'm in a relationship during prep, it ends probably in the middle. Every time. Because I get to a point where I will look the girl dead in the face and I said, if you stress me out one fucking time, you're gone. Really, eh? I don't care. That's how, what that happened to me and my wife. Like, me and my wife, when we first got together, she had never competed, and you change. Like, if you're like me, you're Nick in the off season, and then you're like a different Nick when you're dieting. Yeah, I'm fat Nick, and then I'm dickhead Nick. That's right. So I was like, I turned into dickhead Fouad, and she's like, who the fuck is this guy? and she stuck around for a while, but after the show we broke up, and then we got back together, but she had done a few shows, so she kind of understood what it was about. So when we got back together, she understood what you're talking about, which is that, like, alone. Yeah. So the fact that your girl could stay home and leave you alone is like a really, really positive thing, that she could remove herself from the equation. So you could do what you had to do. And it's unfortunate because, like I'm sure your wife knows, and many people out here have wife. When you're in prep, your wife or your girlfriend becomes second. Yeah. And that's very selfish. And majority of women do not ever want to be second. No. It's true. Yeah. And as much as I get to a point where I try to make her
number one, I can't.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, luckily it did in this prep, but normally like in previous prep, like that would fuck with me. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh shit, like I'm not making her happy. She's gonna leave.
Yeah.
And I end up doing anyway. But like,
yeah.
So that was one thing I was nervous about with this prep. But like I said, she made it through. She got to witness, me take the overall, which is awesome. So
yeah, I got to a point with my wife where, man, in like like you said, the last few weeks of a prep, we would be sitting in the living room together, and she's literally sitting like right there. And I don't even we haven't talked for like 3 hours have gone by, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, you're not even like, it's weird. Your attention span goes too. I don't know if you notice that. Like you're trying to watch a movie, you're trying to watch, like,
you don't want to.
Can you watch movies when you're prepping?
So it's funny, if I go to the movies, like that was my main thing when I was in prep. Like me and my mom, they have this $5 movie Tuesday thing. So every Tuesday, we'd pick out a movie that just came out or something, and we go see it. If I do something like that, I can sit through a movie and I'm good. Yeah. But if we were to watch a movie at home, I can't do it. No, I can't do it. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
That's how I'll start a movie, and like 10 minutes in, I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm out. I'll do it too. I'll be laying in bed. I'm like, this looks good. Let me watch. I'm like, nah, fuck it. Turn it off.
That's what happened. Yeah, I wonder, like, I don't know what it is. Like, what is it about prep that makes you like want to be silent? It kills your attention span.
Yep.
But at the same time, you're like really productive. Like, I don't know about you, but like I get everything done I have to get done when I'm prepping. Yeah.
I become very organized when I'm in prep.
It's crazy. Like right now I got the podcast, I'm running a supplement company, I'm prepping for a show, and I'm like,
right. Well, you're very structured right now, right? Yeah. Like you probably do everything at a certain time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I do. I eat if you fuck up my time frame of eating, like even by 1 minute, I get really fucking mad. Like if I'm supposed to eat at 2 and someone distracts me and it's like 2:01, I'm like, fuck.
I know, dude. Can I tell you that, like, if let's say I'm not that crazy about the time, because I'm not as hungry now as I used to be. I don't know why. I don't have the same appetite I had before. So I'm like, even though I'm not eating a lot of calories, I'm not starving.
Yeah.
But when I do sit down, I have like a ritual. So I have like my plate and my food. I have a system in how I eat the food. No, seriously. Like, so let's say I'm eating like chicken and asparagus, right? I got to eat the chicken first, then the asparagus, whatever, right? But I always have to have the TV on. It has to be on like a certain thing, like the news or something. And I can't talk while I'm eating or watching. Like if Summer tries to talk to me, I'm like, I just want to eat my meal. Can we talk?
Bro, I'm the same way. Yeah. When I'm in the kitchen making food, I need everybody to be out of the fucking kitchen.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Like even when I weigh my food, like do not talk to me while I'm weighing my food. You are a distraction.
Yeah, man.
And it's like in the off season now, like you'll do it and not give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Prep, I'm like, get out now.
It's funny because my wife is like, it's weird. She'll sit there on the couch next to me and she won't say a word to me. And then when I get up to cook, she wants to come over and give me a hug. And I'm like, I'm cooking, man. There's like food on the stove. Like, can we hug? Like, let me cook the food. Let me eat, and then we'll hug after. Like, I'll give you a hug after.
Like, you don't want to be touched while you're doing your shit.
Right.
Like, leave me alone.
And it's funny too, because if I'm eating and the TV's on and I'm like trying to get my meal in and watch the show I'm watching, she tries to talk to me, I gotta like pause what I'm watching.
Yeah.
let her say what she has to say, and then I can't start eating again until we're done talking. It's really
that's what I do. Like when I'm eating my food, I usually have my laptop and my iPad. I like to watch either like eating challenges or something or YouTube videos. And if someone starts to talk while I'm eating, I get so aggravated.
Right.
I'm like, how many times I got to tell you not to talk to me while
just let me finish my food. That's right. Yeah.
And then we can talk.
Yeah.
It's like eating becomes like you time.
Isn't it? I wonder why it is. Is it because that we get to eat so little that you just want to enjoy?
Probably.
But I'm not really enjoying it. It's like
amount of food.
I know,
just want to be alone while you eat it.
But it's not enjoyable. It's like chicken and asparagus is not like if I'm eating breakfast, you can't come near me.
No,
because like my eggs and my oatmeal, that's like I actually enjoy that meal, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, So
my first meal I enjoy the most, obviously. Like it's breakfast. I'm a breakfast guy.
Yeah.
You talk to me at all during that meal? No. That's a big no-no.
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you off-season eating food questions, because I want to know how you got to, what's the heaviest you got to in the off season?
I believe I hit 300, but it didn't last long.
300 at 5'7" is fucking big, dude. And your conditioning's not ever like, you're never sloppy either. So like,
no, I can retain a lot of water, but like I'm never.
Yeah, but I mean, like you don't get sloppy. Yeah. Like
no. I don't like to. I think it's unnecessary.
So can you give me, like, if you had to give me a number, like, do you have an average of like calories you're eating a day? Do you know that or no?
No, but if I had to give you a carb count, I'd say around 800 maybe.
So did you guys do any heavy fats in the off season or no? Was it more carbs?
I wouldn't say it was heavy, but we had a good amount of fat in there.
Was it added fat or fat from like food? Like if you're eating like steak
we had added fats, yeah.
What kind of added fats did you usually use?
We did almond butter for a couple meals, and avocados for a couple meals.
Okay, so 800 grams of carbs. What's your carb of choice?
Normally, for the main part, it was cream of rice or oatmeal.
Okay.
And I had some meals I would have like a couple slices of Dave Killer's bread.
Okay.
And majority of it was rice as well, and fruit. I had a good amount of fruit.
What do you do any fruit when you're dieting or no?
Not right now, no.
No, okay. What about protein count? Because that's something that's always in dispute, right? Like some guys are like, I do low protein, some guys do high protein. Like
we did 250 grams a meal, basically. 250
grams a meal. So
I think it's around, I want to say 9 ounces.
250 grams. No, I think it's less.
Is it less? 8 ounces?
I think it's less. I'd have to do the conversion because I think a pound is 450 grams. So 250, yeah, about 8 ounces.
Yeah.
I think it's like 8 ounces.
That's what we did for a majority of all of my meals.
Is that cooked or raw?
Cooked.
Yeah, so it's not a lot. It's not a little. It's like it's in the middle.
Yeah, it was fine with me. I thought it was enough.
How many meals a day were you doing?
6.
Okay. And that was just your off season the whole way through. There was no. Did you guys do any mini cuts? Did you do anything like that, or is it just like this?
No.
Is your food?
This is what I ate. And we did like slow increases.
Okay.
So like that's why I never really get out of shape.
Yeah.
Like we would do, a couple weeks we'd have this amount, and then we notice like maybe the weight stalled a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we would hold that composition for a little while as well.
Yeah.
And then we'd increase again.
Yeah.
Until, I would hold that weight for a while, and then we'd increase again, and it kept going up.
So you didn't it's not like, off season, we're going to do 800 grams. You might have started off season at like 500 grams.
Maybe around like 350.
Okay.
400 maybe.
And then you go up in like 50 gram increments or something like that all the way through.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think that's what people are doing wrong a lot of the times. I think they're like, it's the off season, and they just start at 800. And they just get fat.
They just jump right into it, man.
Yeah. So you guys did that. Did it help your strength? Did your strength increase with the food increase, or was it like your strength is always there regardless?
Oh, my strength was just rocket firing throughout the whole thing.
But did it?
Like I never had like a stalling moment.
But as your food increased, did your strength increase, or was it just always there from the beginning?
I think it was just always there from the beginning. Like,
as
soon as I start a rebound phase, the strength just goes up so much. And like, I don't remember how much we ate exactly right after the show, but like my strength just went from here to like all the way up here really fast.
Really, eh? Do you ever worry about any injuries and stuff? Because I see some of the weights you lift, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
not going. Knock on wood.
Not trying to jinx it.
I mean, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I now lift because again, I don't think I need crazy more size than I already have.
Yeah.
Genetically, that's my gift though. I'm gonna just grow regardless.
Yeah.
So but I'm not trying to train, like 5-6 reps anymore, 3 reps anymore, and just lift weight that doesn't it's not going to do me any good in bodybuilding, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So I actually have been sticking to a more higher rep range than 10 to 12. And I think heavy though, but
yeah.
I think that's been a lot easier on my body to where I don't feel it in the joints anymore. It's just all my muscle.
Yeah.
And like I said, and for me, I just think I'm at a point where it's like I said, I'm still going to grow, but it's just more refinement now.
Yeah. Are you a big food guy or no? Like, do you eat for fuel or do you love food?
I eat for fuel. I barely cheat in the off season.
That's what I was just going to ask you. So you're not a cheat meal guy?
Not really. Like if I'm out,
yeah.
I will. Like if my family, if we're all out and I don't have any food and we're like, hey, we're going to go out to eat, sure. Or if I'm with a bunch of people and we're like, hey, we're going out to eat, do you want to come? Sure.
Yeah.
I don't like eating alone.
So you're not just going to sit there and eat and order a large pizza.
Like I'm not going to sit at home and be like, you know what? Let me order a cheese steak and, some cheese fries. Like, I can't do it.
So you're a social eater.
Yeah. Like if my friends hit me up and said, hey, a couple of us are going to eat a burger. Do you want to go?
Yeah.
And I have nothing to do. Sure. I'll get a burger.
Do you ever binge eat? Or are you just like going to eat that meal and that's it?
Yeah. I just eat the meal and that's it.
So you're never like eat the meal and then you're like, fuck it and go off and keep going for the rest of the night.
Nah. When I'm good, I'm good.
Wow. We're like the opposite. I'm like, once you turn the tap on for me, I'm like, I'm not stopping. It's like,
yeah.
That's why my cheat meals start at like 9 o'clock. That way I'll pass out like before I do too much damage. Right. What about, so during your diet, then you guys aren't cheating at all, are you?
Well, Matt will say like you're allowed to cheat. Like,
yeah.
But I make my food to where it does taste good. For me anyway. He's seen me eat my food. He thinks it's nasty. I put cinnamon on everything. And I don't know. I like it. I think it tastes good.
Yeah.
But so at all.
You cut out for a second there. What'd you say?
I said I really don't ever get much cravings at all.
Really? So you're like, so basically what I've surmised from the hour we've been talking is you're fucking built for bodybuilding.
Yeah. The only time I will like eat is after the show. I'll eat that night after the show, and then Sunday I'll eat some heavy fucking good shit. 3 solid big meals that I want. But other than once Monday comes, I'm over it. I'm ready. Give me my diet.
So so you're back on the diet now for Chicago, or are you still taking some time off? Yeah.
Oh no, we're full throttle. We were full throttle on Sunday. Like on Sunday, me and Matt trained legs. I ate, some food, but we went to the gym. We trained legs, and I did back today. And tomorrow I'll take off. And then Wednesday I'm gonna do chest. Thursday I got hamstrings. Friday I got delts, and then Saturday I'm off, and Sunday legs or quads.
Right back at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So before I let you go, I'm going to ask you. So where do you see yourself? Where does Nick see himself in 5 years? Like, do you see yourself as Mr. Olympia? Do you see yourself? And I know I don't want you to like, I know you want to give the obvious answer that like, yeah, I want to be Mr. Olympia, but like, how do you see things playing out for you? Like, do you see things just keep climbing like through the roof, or like, is there like, how do you see?
I do. As I believe, as long as things keep going the way they're going, and everything, I stay healthy, I stay good, no injuries, anything whatsoever. I'm not going to win again. I do see myself becoming Mr. Olympia very, very soon.
Very soon. So how many years are we saying that is?
I'd like to win my first one by 2022.
That's 2 years.
Yeah.
So you don't think you'll win this year, not next year, but the year after?
Yeah.
Okay, man. People heard it here. I'm gonna save this clip. You know what's funny is, if anybody else on the show said that, I would be like, that guy's fucked. No, I would. I don't think I would say it to his face, but I'd be like, that guy's fucked. But I almost want to say like I could see it happening. Like
I'm a true believer. No, obviously, no one wins their first time in the Olympia. It doesn't happen.
No, I don't think
so.
But
if I am to make it this year, I'd like to be at least in the top 8.
I think that's a reasonable goal I think with somebody with your physique, I think that's a reasonable thing to say.
And then the following year, obviously I got my feet with Olympia, so I'm going to train to win.
Yeah.
But if I was in the top 3, I'd be satisfied.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in 2022, I'm coming 100% to win.
Who do you get compared to the most from people? Who do they compare you the most to?
As
far as other bodybuilders.
I've been compared to Jay Cutler a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Evan Senapani a lot too.
Yeah. Well, you have some of the same, it's almost like a skin tone,
Yeah.
The way the structure of the muscle is. It's not, I don't know if you don't remind me of either one of those guys, to be honest with you. I keep thinking Branch Warren, but your muscle sits differently. But I'm only thinking Branch Warren because of your height and the ruggedness of your physique. Mm-hmm. But it's not really the way it fits together, right? Because you guys are different that way. Like Branch has a shorter waist, and it's different.
I have a longer torso.
Yeah, you have a longer torso. That's right. I can't think of anybody you compare to. You have a very unique look.
I've heard, because I have a long torso, I've heard Nathan Diaz in the mix.
You're definitely not a Nathan Diaz.
But overall, I don't think we have anything similar.
I could see a Cutler, because when Cutler pulls up for that front double, he kind of has that same.
He extends a little bit too.
Yeah. Interesting. So 2 years, 2022. We're waiting for Nick to arrive on the scene. How many Olympias are you going to win?
I told Matt I want to win 10.
This is all, have you written this down? Are you sure this is?
I have a game plan. I told him I'm going to win 10. And I remember telling him, I said, the first one I win, I give you the trophy. And he said, I remember he said to me, nah, man, I don't want the trophy. I'll take the jacket or something, but you keep the trophy. And I said, nah, Matt, I'm winning 10. You can have the first one. And he was like, all right, deal.
I don't know if you want to do that. If you listen to Ronnie says the first one is his favorite one.
It will be, but for me, what he has done for me and how much he has helped me, I would be more than thrilled to give him the first one.
Do you owe a lot of what you've accomplished to Matt?
I do.
Yeah.
He has guided me on the right direction in many ways rather than just bodybuilding.
Where else has he been an influence on you?
Life, business, structure, everything.
How old is he?
He's 31.
Yeah. So he's been around the industry for a while. He knows.
Yeah. He's not just a coach to me. He's like my best fucking friend. That's what makes it even better for me, is I get to share that with my best friend. Yeah. This whole journey with him.
Are you guys actually best friends, or is it you just some people say that about their coach, but are you guys?
Oh no, we're I consider Matt family 100%.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, look, you are getting ready for a show in 6 weeks. I might be there. I don't want to stand.
Are you going to do it?
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm not.
You look good, bro.
Listen, my 266 does not look like my 266 from 5 years ago. It's weird. I can't even explain it.
You're also older, man.
But I know that's the whole point. So the thing is this: me and John, we're going to sit down and actually decide when I get a little bit leaner, so I can see exactly what my body's going to look like. But it's tough for someone. I mean, one day you will experience this. It's tough for you when you look a certain way. And then you have to be like, okay, I don't look that way anymore, but I want to see if I can look good enough to, the last thing you want to do is be like, people see me as this kind of bodybuilder and then go on stage and get fucking killed.
Well, how's your tricep doing?
The tricep's okay. I think it's the only thing is overall size, right? It's the overall mass is not the same as it used to be, but it might not matter because my waist is a little smaller. So I'm gonna leave it.
The real question is, do you want to compete?
I'd love to get on stage one more time. The ultimate, ideally, the ultimate goal for me, and I don't know if this would ever happen, but the ultimate goal for me would be to do Spain or Chicago or both, qualify for the Olympia, and retire at the Olympia. That would be the ultimate goal. Whether that can happen or not, I don't know, but I would like to do one more show anyways. So
I'd say do it then. I mean, you look. I see you post picture. You look good, man. You do.
It's one thing to look good on Instagram. It's another thing to look good in a lineup, right?
True, but I know you're a hard worker. You got it.
Yeah. We'll see.
And it would be cool to stand on stage with you.
it would be definitely cool to stand on stage with the young guys and just fucking have a good time. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to decide in the next couple of weeks and see what's up. But,
All right.
you know what? Where everyone's going to be watching your prep, and everyone's looking forward to seeing what you bring in Chicago, man. It's going to be pretty awesome to see you turn pro and step on a pro stage right away and do some damage.
I'm very excited.
So listen, man, is there any message, promotion, anything you want to put out before I let you go? Just anything you want to say to everybody?
Any new up and coming bodybuilders, just know this is a marathon and not a sprint. Take your time and your goals will be accomplished. Just do not rush them.
Sound advice for sure. Okay, buddy, I am going to let you go, and hopefully you'll come on again after you, either right before the show or right after the show. We can talk about how you did or how it went or if you won.
Yeah, let me know.
And we'll catch up again.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.